Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture's My Life. Now, in this episode, I want to continue the discussion on foods that can make you age faster due to the response in which I'd received regarding the first episode on the Acupuncture's My Life app. And for those of you who don't already have the app, download it. It's free at your app store. There's so much to learn. From having that app, you can access Acupuncture's My Life social media platforms. You can message us, engage in chat sessions, tons of blogs discussing how you can benefit from acupuncture and so much more. Now, many individuals I found in which they had messaged us on the Acupuncture My Life app was they didn't know that milk can age you faster. And if you haven't listened to the first episode, part 1, that being the last one, simply listen to it again, because some of these foods are very surprising. Just the same as fruits can age you faster. Now, I know I raised many eyebrows by saying fruits. All right, but can anyone guess as to why I said fruits? And I'm sure some of you have already guessed it. Pesticides. Fruits are great for you, but it's the pesticides. And what happens is pesticides become a huge problem as we age, because it becomes harder and harder for our bodies to get rid of it, totally detox. And these pesticides can speed up the aging of our liver as well as our kidneys. And the buildup of these pesticides, you can only imagine. Which is why seeing an acupuncturist on a regular basis, it's about nourishing it, strengthening the liver and kidneys. That's what wellness visits are all about. Wherever you're facing deficiencies or even excesses that can be harmful and throw yin and yang out of balance, acupuncture can deal with that. Now, another's going to a surprise of many people, is white flour. Why? Because white flour has a super high glycemic index, and a high glycemic index can cause inflammation throughout the entire body. And I'm discussing inflammation that's directly tied to aging. So you want to be careful with the type of flour. Let's say you want to consider whole wheat flours, for example. Another form of food, let's say bacon, and I've spoken of bacon in the past, loaded with nitrates. Okay? And what happens is nitrates are heavily associated with a huge number of deaths from age-related illnesses such as Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. You know, the sodium content that's in bacon tends to deprive a person's skin of hydration, as well as, it triggers inflammation or an inflammatory response. So bacon is something else you may want to consider, as well as, let's say, carbonated beverages. I speak of that a lot. Sodas and so forth, loaded with sugar, which negatively affects or can negatively affect a person's nervous system, causing obesity as well. I mean, this added stress on your body, you don't need it. And this added stress can weaken a person's defenses against disease or other age-related matters. And this is why sitting with an acupuncturist on a regular basis is extremely important. Extremely important. Because it's not just about acupuncture. And what else you want to stay away from is fast food. I speak of this a lot. You really want to put the aging process on the fast track. Okay. Mess with fast foods. Loaded with sugar. Tons of chemicals and artificial ingredients and fats that play a big part in a person becoming diabetic, obese, or even increasing your risk of heart attack. You have to understand, as a board-certified licensed acupuncturist, doctor of acupuncture, I fully understand that health is wealth. I understand that the wealth is not in a safe or an app on your phone or in the bank or even in the stock market. I understand it's not in your purse or in your pocket or under the doghouse in the backyard or in the shoebox in the closet or even under your mattress. I understand that the wealth is in you. That's where the wealth really is. And I've even had individuals disagree with me over the Acupuncture's My Life app and saying it's not true. The wealth is in the stock market, it's in the bank. I says, well, if the wealth isn't in you and there is no you, who owns the wealth that you once held in the stock market or in the bank account? And there was no response. There was a reason as to why there was no response. Food for thought. But you know what else that can help or play a part in aging you faster, believe it or not, is coffee. Now, those that are long-term listeners of Acupuncture's My Life podcast know I praise tea and I say no to coffee. Why? One of the main reasons is the caffeine that's in coffee, depending on when you drink it, and it's a highly addictive drink. It can affect your quality of sleep, therefore accelerating the aging process. And this is not good at all. It really isn't. And those that, let's say, all right, if you've downloaded the app, you would have access to our social media platform, TikTok. And TikTok, I discuss certain foods to stay away from for many reasons. And one of the main foods I always speak out against is canned foods. Just the lining, the inner lining of canned foods is lined with BPA. And they line it with that to keep the can from rusting. But guess what? This substance is a very toxic substance that can increase your risk of heart disease or even hormonal problems. BPA is a product that's been banned from in countries within Europe, certain Asian countries, and that's for a reason. It's a reason why it's been banned. But you also want to stay away from, let's say, frozen processed foods like frozen pizza, loaded with preservatives, sugar, sodium, which tend to trigger an inflammatory response once you eat it. And of course, you're going to age faster. Another is, let's say, I know many of us, we love sports, we love to socialize after work, over the weekend, or enjoy movies with alcohol. Here we go again. I know many of you are saying that right now because I speak out against alcohol. But I'll continue doing so. You're poisoning your liver, destroying cells that play a part in the detox process, slows down the functions of the liver with regard to ridding the body of this poison. Big difference. Speeds up the aging process. Big time. And another, I would say, is table salt. Not only can it raise your blood pressure, but it can increase your risk of stroke, heart attack, disrupt genetic processes, causing cells to age faster, and even causes cells to die faster. You know what? You like to spice your dish with salt. Try some pink Himalayan salt, or even some sea salt. Okay, try that. There are alternatives, and you want to realize these alternatives. You see an acupuncturist. See an acupuncturist, because seeing an acupuncturist would definitely change your life, big time. And that's why I'm always saying, like, seeing a physician on an annual basis for regular checkups. Seeing an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits. Make acupuncture a part of your life, because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?